Events, Conferences, Engagement Manager, and this is...
My name is Paul Caputo. I'm NAI's Deputy Director. And Song, you say yet another, as if we've done a billion of these. I think this is episode 8. We're almost to double digits.
Hey! Oh my God, we should have a celebration. We're going to have a party when we hit those double digits.
The big 1-0.
Big 1-0. Oh my heavens. Well, April is packed full of rain, snow, mud.
Yeah.
And other springtimey things. Speaking of springtime, we have Brady McKellar, who is our programs chair for the national conference that will be November 30th through December 4th in, speaking of good weather, Palm Springs, California.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just bring Brady on. We're going to talk about how to submit a proposal for conference. So welcome, Brady. We're so happy to have you not only on the S&P episode today, but also as the programs chair for the NAI National Conference 2021 in Palm Springs, California. So 2021 in Palm Springs, this will actually be my first in-person conference, national conference with NAI. But Paul and Brady, how many of you attended?
Holy smokes.
I think Palm Springs will be my 4th. If we're counting only live, then this will be my 3rd, because last year I attended virtual, like all of us did.
My first NAI conference was in 2002 in Virginia Beach, and I have not missed one since then. So I think that actually makes this my 20th conference, counting last year's virtual conference.
That is a milestone. I think we're going to have like a fun networking Paul's 20th.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we'll need a cake or something.
I like that idea.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get Paul to jump out of a cake. And then it's like win-win.
I'm gonna have to practice my cake jumping. I'm ready to jump out of a cake at the NAI conference. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've done at a conference. I've had my head shaved for the scholarship auction. That's probably the weirdest thing that we've done. Yeah, Shay Lewis and I sold our hair in 2010 in Las Vegas, and we raised enough to fund an entire scholarship with that. So we're pretty.
Did you have a lot of hair then, or was it?
I have probably exactly the same amount of hair I have right now. I'm happy to say. And for Shay, it was actually very sad, because for Shay, his hair did not come back. My hair grew back. Shay's.
So Brady, tell us what you are looking forward to in 2021 at the national conference.
Well, I guess really, there's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to at the national conference. The first of which, admittedly, is sort of the idea of kind of like the great coming together, because we didn't have a national conference on site last year. And so for a lot of us, like the only time, we see some of these people, some of our friends face to face is at the national conference. And so I know that there are a ton of great stories about what people have been up to over the past couple of years, and great connections that I'm really excited for all those opportunities to sort of come back together. But then on the other side of it, I'm also really excited because I think that there's a lot of this conference that's going to be a lot of great lessons learned over this past year.
What is it, Brady, for you about the area that you are looking forward to? Because you're not from there.
Well, for me personally, I'm in South Louisiana, and so the desert is pretty antithetical to my daily walk around and outside experience. So for me, I'm just excited about the environment, to sort of get in touch with that and to see that this is also will be the furthest west that I have ever been. So I'm excited about that too. But I think it's also very interesting because the area has such a rich cultural history and also a very rich sort of environmental essence about it. And so I think that it provides a really great space, especially for things like sessions that are happening off-site, or tours that are happening, or things that are sort of after hours. I think there's such a great opportunity to go out, whether your interest is doing great nature opportunities or exploring history or culture or architecture. I think that this is a really great place to do any and all of those things.
So Brady, this year's theme is the shifting sands of interpretation. And we hope that so many people submit proposals, but can you tell us some tips and some best practices for folks who are submitting a proposal?
Yeah, and really like my first tip for submitting a proposal is that you should submit a proposal. And this is true. No, this is true whether or not you are sort of like a senior statesman in the interpretation community, or if you're just getting started in interpretation, because those experiences are also very key. So please don't think that like you're, oh, I'm just a beginner, or, oh, I'm just getting started. If there's something that you've learned or something about your experience that you think other people should hear about, then please don't hesitate to submit a proposal. So beyond that, number two, I guess, um, if you're looking to submit a proposal, is admittedly, like an attention capturing title is always going to be a good way to start. Because whether that comes to us or whether that's listed in our breakdown of what's on schedule for the conference, you want somebody to see your proposal or see your presentation and say, oh, okay, that's something that I want to check out. So you want to make sure that it's clear in terms of the topic, but you want to make sure that you're capturing the attention of people. Um, and then we've also got a number of hot topics that we're always looking for content on. And that's things like reconnecting people to the outdoors, diversity and inclusion, which is like the idea of building bridges between different peoples and communities instead of walls, whole historical and cultural interactions, um, heritage tourism, cultural tourism, like what does that mean? Hybrid programming and technology, and that's one that I think is really big for a lot of people this year, just because we've all sort of had to shift our focus to figure out how can we present our content to our community without having them come to where we are. Also, how can we attract and engage young students and young professionals? Sustainability, indigenous representation, like all of these are really great topics that sort of fit holistically into what we want to look for. And like you said, our theme this year is the shifting sands of interpretation, but that really could be anything that fits in one of those hot topics. It doesn't have to be how you or your site went to virtual tours or geofence walks or marches or hikes. But it can also be things like, hey, this year we realized that we are not representing this indigenous culture very well. And here are the steps that we took to correct that, because that's a shift. And so we want to hear about those things too.
So Brady, we're doing something new and exciting this year. We've never done it before. An opportunity to add something to your proposal that will really help us gauge speakers and personalities. Tell us what's this new thing that we're doing this year with the call for presentations.
Yeah, and it's something that we're very excited about, because we talked about that this year we're going to have that sort of virtual component. One of the things that we're doing in order to prepare for that is that if you want to submit a proposal as a virtual presentation, that we would love for you to submit that virtually. Like you can make a Flipgrid video or another type of digital presentation and send that in to us. Some people are really wonderful writers, and they write very evocatively and very persuasively, but some people, they may be great presenters, but they may not be great writers. And so this is a great way that if you want to do a virtual presentation, that you can just take a video of yourself, 3 to 5 minutes, send that in and give us an idea of what your presentation is going to look like. And this is just a great way to include different people with different focuses and allow them to do their proposal in a way that's best going to represent their presentation.
Brady, thank you so much. I mean, I have to say that the committee members, I have so much fun working with the committees year after year, because you're all so creative and you work so hard to make these events unique year after year and just interesting and fun. And so I'll say I'm really looking forward to Palm Springs, because I believe that we're going to be there in person, and I can't wait to see all of my NAI friends again. And just thank you, Brady, for all the work that you are already doing. And I know it's only starting to ramp up now for you and for the rest of the committee. So thanks for everything that you bring to this event that makes it special.
No, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. And if there's anything else I can do, just let me know.
Awesome. Hey,
Thank you guys.
thank you.
Thanks, Brady.
Song, I think that Brady is going to be such a good programs chair. I've really enjoyed getting to know him on our Interp Talk, and that was really fun. So Brady, thank you for being here, and the conference is really going to be great. I am super looking forward to that.
Me too. Speaking of conference chairs, we have up next, our next guest is previous conference programs chair. Wow, how did we work that out? Actually,
I
that's
don't know, we're just realizing it now.
We're amazing. Good job.
It's true. We did such a great job.
So previous national conference chair, Dan Albro, or if you went to national conference virtually, that would be Spicy Albro.
Spicy Albro.
And what does Spicy Albro do in addition to being previous year's programs chair?
Dan has done so many things with us. The main thing that he's doing, Dan basically single-handedly conjured out of thin air NAI's second newest special interest section, which is the sustainability section. And Dan is doing amazing work, including a film festival that he is putting on with the sustainability section. And so we're going to talk to Dan about that and his efforts with this brand new section.
So Paul, in April, it's one of my favorite days. It is Earth Day on the 22nd. And to celebrate Earth Day, we have got the, what do you call yourself besides Spicy Albro?
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, I've had Hollywood before because I look like one of the fighter pilots from Top Gun, the original. I totally dig that one, by the way. Hollywood is good. I'll take that too.
All right, so Hollywood.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, I'm not I don't look like Tom Cruise. It's just,
You're taller than he is.
Val Kilmer's probably a better. Maybe 10 years ago.
So Dan, tell us about the sustainability section of NAI. What do you do? What do you want to accomplish? And tell us about Earth Day. You're doing some fun stuff.
Well, first of all, Song and Paul, I just want to say it's great to see the S&P back in action. It's been a while for me anyway, since the national conference last year, right? And Earth Day's coming. It's going to be the 51st anniversary on April 22nd. And so 1970, thinking about those days, there's a lot of environmental issues going on back then. And so we still have those environmental issues, and probably amplified or increased even more at this point, unfortunately. And so my vision for creating this community, this section, was to get NAIers together. We're really good interpreters, and there's a really good chance we're talking about the environment with most of what we're doing in our jobs, whether it's in the workplace itself, with the products that we use, or the guests that we interpret our tools and trade with. Maybe you work at a museum or a zoo or a nature center, and there's a really good chance you're talking about the environment. So I wanted to get folks together basically and start talking about how can we make NAI more sustainable and environmentally friendly. And then also, how do we talk about some of those difficult issues? Like, it's not easy to talk climate change. And in fact, you may not be able to talk about climate change at your work site, depending on where you work. So how do we come together and pool those resources and come up with some common language and channel our energies into a way that we can support each other?
So Dan, you have this really fun event coming up, the film festival for Earth Day that you're going to be streaming, or we will be streaming. Tell us about what you're hoping to see from interpreters and interpreter filmmakers who are putting together their stories for this event for you.
Yeah, Paul. One of the other goals is to find out what NAIers are doing in their professional workplace. Some folks may have projects they're working on to make the planet a better place. So we want to showcase those folks. And as of yesterday, we have 7 mini filmmakers that are lined up. We're looking for a 3-minute short video. We're going to use Flipgrid to showcase those videos. And so the plan is on Earth Day, Thursday, April 22nd, you will get, you register for the event, you get the secret super passcode to access the Flipgrid page, and you get to watch those videos at your leisure. We're also hoping you'll get a vote. You register, you get one vote, and you're going to vote for the video that inspired you the most. And then at approximately 5 o'clock on Pacific Standard Time, we're going to have a trivia scavenger hunt event, and then we're going to showcase or talk about those top 3 videos that folks voted for.
So Dan, if I wanted to attend the Sustainability Section's film festival on Earth Day, how do I get registered?
Yeah, that's a great question, Song. So we're going to be sending out some advertising saying how you can actually do that registration. And it's probably going to go through NAI. They're the record keepers for us. And we'll go through NAI. And you'll have plenty of time to register. You can even register that day if you'd like. And join us for the evening session at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Time. And we're hoping to make it a 70s theme, by the way. 1970s, the most common cocktail in 1970 song. Do you know what that was?
Something probably pretty basic.
A Harvey Wallbanger.
No, what?
Oh. All right, maybe we'll do a tequila sunrise then. Bring your favorite recipe, either a tequila sunrise or a Harvey Wallbanger. Dress up in your 70s garb and join us for that fun trivia scavenger hunt event.
Dan, tell us one of your most favorite, just kind of like Earth Day vibe festivals you've been to.
You know, Song, I haven't been to any Earth Day events. I'll just say that right now. Probably the most memorable event that was going for the environment, though, was the Save the Vaquita Day. There's an International Vaquita Day, and that's the small Mexican porpoise down in the Gulf of California. And so we went to, basically stood on the street corner, and we had face paint on. We looked like vaquitas with the black eye rings and the black around our lips. And we got folks to honk for support, and we gave out information as far as how can folks actually help the vaquita. That was near and dear to my heart. That's probably my most favorite environmental cause activity that I've been a part of.
So Dan, how has the reception been within NAI? We just started this, and I should say you, through your efforts, you got created the sustainability section. How, you know, what do you feel like you've accomplished so far within the NAI community, and what are your goals for the section?
Yeah, so Paul, we're gonna have like a 4-year plan. This initial year, we just need to get the word out about ourselves. I haven't looked lately to see what our membership looks like. We do have a deputy director, Andrea Krava, and then we have a secretary. Her name is Carolyn Lochner, and she's also the treasurer. And then we also have Luisa Torrance is our social media chair, and then Amanda Thompson is our green chair. And so we've got some leadership established. We still would like to reach out and get more folks involved. I think the really big mark that we're going to do this year is at the national conference. We're going to have a green booth. Amanda Thompson is our green chair for the conference, and she's working with the planning committee to have some really great activities when it comes to green issues in Palm Springs, California. And at that booth, we're going to have all kinds of prizes and giveaways and FYIs, things that you can do in the workplace, and how to make your programs more interpretive when it comes to those green issues. So this year, just getting the word out and really coming out big in the national conference, that's what our goal is. And then the second year, maybe doing some scholarships, maybe having awards as well, a monthly award to the Sustainable Interpreter of the Month kind of a thing. And then just keep going from there, basically expanding our empire of sustainability community.
Awesome. I love it. Well, Dan, you are a very busy guy. All these projects going on, and, you know, being Hollywood and all that. So, but thank you so much for coming on the S&P and talking about Earth Day and the sustainability section.
You bet, Song. Thank you so much for having me, and Paul too. And great to see the S&P back in action.
Well, thanks, Dan. That is really exciting. I'm very much looking forward to the film festival, and I love Earth Day, and I am planting a tree in my backyard for Earth Day. Paul, I sent you a picture.
I'm going to put that picture right here in our video. Yep. I have to say, Earth is my favorite planet, so I am really looking forward to April 22nd. And I really enjoyed talking with Dan and talking with Brady. I'm super excited for our national conference. I'm super excited for Earth Day, and I'm looking forward to our next episode on April 29.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple things you guys need to do. If you're interested in submitting a proposal for national, go to the website, national conference, and submit a proposal. Brady gets to collect all of those. And then also, this is the very last weekend to register for Interp Tech. So you can still register. You can register until Monday, the 19th. So we hope to see you all online for Interp Tech and to check out your proposals.
Both of those things are going to be so great. The national conference in person with real human beings, and Interp Tech. I know, fingers crossed, and then Interp Tech, which is with our friends at California State Parks. They're both going to be great.
Yep. So have a good next couple of weeks, and we'll see you soon.
See you next time.